Welcome to Wisdom Teachings with Dr. Amanda Love. Today's topic, the Galactic Human. The Galactic Human. In some way or other, we are all evolving. We are learning, creating, and discovering things about ourselves. While it may seem that things are the same from day to day, when we zoom out and look at ourselves from the perspective of decades, we can more easily see the fact that we are evolving and that our experience of ourselves is changing. Even though one week may seem the same to the next week, it is not. While there are similarities, there is not sameness. Our experience is different, even if minuscule. Every second is a complete reorganization from the second before. It's simply that our story about what we are experiencing creates a sense of linearity, which turns into days, weeks, and years. As we continue to evolve, or said another way, as we become more self-aware and wake up to more of ourselves, where we see from expands. Our vantage point is wider and becomes more inclusive of what is already here. You could call this a galactic perspective, one that is larger and more comprehensive. The galactic human that sees from a wider viewpoint is not different than the you that you are now in this moment. What is different is where you see yourself from. The human perspective is typically limited to physical objects, to what can be perceived through the physical senses, and some smatterings of emotions and thoughts. The galactic perspective includes all of those aspects of being a physical human, but it also takes into account more. Inside of its perspective is the world of subtle energy, the simultaneity of everything happening all at once, and the interconnected heart. Vibrational communication, transmission of energy and information through your body-mind rather than identification as your body-mind, and the inclusivity of everything inside of one being are natural to what it knows. Integrating as the galactic human is really a matter of perspective. How we see ourselves and what the mirrors around us tell us that we are key components to living more galactically informed. If we keep looking out from the same glasses and into the same mirrors, we will keep getting the same information. However, if we have a new set of glasses or different reflections, then we can see ourselves from wider perspectives. When we see ourselves or are seen as the galactic human, we instantly become it. I say instantly because we already are it. It's simply that now we can see it. The seeing of it makes it come alive inside of our experiencing of ourselves. There can be a tendency to want to escape from here, from where we are now on this planet we call Earth. We have an idea that somewhere, or really anywhere else in the galaxy, is better than here. It can be challenging to see the magic of being human on this planet at this time, with all of the incoherence that exists among and between the people here. Incoherence is simply a confusion in the system due to lack of awareness of self. Confusion is a non-seeing or a mis-seeing of what one is, a not knowing or lack of recognition of the nature of ourselves. We don't feel, see, or know that we are love, and therefore we don't experience anything as magical. Rather, our experience is of dread, discontent, anxiety, depression, and the like. When we don't clearly see ourselves, our experience reflects our very own confusion back to us. Our confusion doesn't ever touch what we are. The love doesn't go anywhere. It is always here, simply waiting to be seen or recognized. When it is seen, it feels amazing. We may have some initial resistance to it, in that we may not feel worthy of it, yet deeper down inside we feel the inklings of what can only be described as home. A remembrance or knowing of ourselves, even if it's not fully clear or we push it away some. Something gets touched, activated, and presenced, even if only for a moment. A moment is enough. It is enough to remember, and each remembering builds upon itself. You can't unsee what you've seen. While you may attempt to deny or posture around it in order to prove that you aren't worthy of it, even still, you can't not be worthy of what you are. The more we see and remember ourselves, the less confusion we experience, and we become increasingly coherent. We literally create a more coherent field in and around us. This field of coherency allows us to have a different experience of being human. An experience that appears to feel more magical, more alive, and more expansive. It allows us to experience ourselves galactically, interdimensionally, multidimensionally, and communicating with greater and greater aspects of ourselves. While these things might seem otherworldly or simply other than you, they are not. They are you at and from a wider perspective of yourself. You don't communicate with other beings in other worlds, but instead you realize that you are a larger being that is more inclusive of what you currently perceive to be other beings in other worlds. You bring the magic and aliveness that you project and idealize as living somewhere else in the cosmos and bring it here now inside of your current experience. The galactic human simply knows what it is. It knows that it is love. It is unmovable in this knowing. This knowing reawakens the love that already is and brings it into a pulsing, alive, felt experience. Your heartbeat and the beat of the planet fall into resonance. Your lived experience becomes harmoniously aligned with the heart of creation and the interconnection of yourself at all levels of your being. The living galactic human is being breathed through your body as you are now. It is relaying itself through your mind and informing your actions. See yourself as what you are. Find and receive reflections wherever you can, and more your lived experience will reflect that of the galactic human.